Here in Kansas City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up with the Los Angeles Chargers. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. This will be fielded at the 8. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And picked up by the Chargers. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Melvin Gordon, the two-time Pro Bowler. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway, because that's your strength.
On 3rd down, this is Melvin Gordon. 3rd and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. 1st down. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I go right at him with another momentum play. I go quickly and attack them, because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on 3rd down.
1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there, and if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle, keep coming after them, put the pressure on them.
2nd down and goal. Rivers, and he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. And right away, he lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. We figured they'd come out with intensity and aggressiveness on the defensive side of the ball, and they have an early turnover to show for it.
They lived up to their reputation. That's who they are. They want to attack on every play, even though they're...
There goes Melvin Gordon, and he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon His 19th touchdown now on the season. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. 27 yards there, a first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the... This is caught by Hill for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point up and through, and that'll make our score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change, a quarterback, running back, tight end, it doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down. So now first and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 43. Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Bang, easy.
To throw again. Rivers on the screen. This is Eckler. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Watch what? Here we go, D. Here I come again.
Again, it's Rivers. And that will be incomplete.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
A 63-yard attempt.
And off the cross. crossbar, no good. A sensational effort from that distance, but rejected by the bar. And this score will stay right where it is. On first down, Mahomes gets this one to Hill. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And a nice gain at 21 yards. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal. Here's Grant, and he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close. Sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those.
And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Damian Williams, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. Pretty entertaining start. 14 all to score on EA Sports. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. Gordon loses the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Mahomes. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Uchenna Nwosu has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Throwing on 2nd and long. Mahomes. And that pass is going to be intercepted by the All-Pro DB Desmond King. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back 1 pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Working out of the gun, Rivers. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one goes for 24 yards. Now Gordon on first down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 7, Rivers. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Muhammad Wilkerson able to record his 5th sack of the season. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Hey, exit.
3rd and long for Rivers. And caught by Henry. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And the fair catch is made. It's going to pin him back here at the 7-yard line. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And the Chiefs are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They've got momentum on their side. They were once down 14-0. Now it's even at 14 as they look to put together a drive to get them the lead. Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Mahomes going to throw. Completes it to Corey Grant. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now it's Mahomes again. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Mahomes to throw once more. Oh, he may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to.
It got his man, complete. Rivers to Allen on the hook up there. And even 50 yards.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great, let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Yeah, 390! 380!
On second and 11 now. Rivers. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there.
It's a gain of 6.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers have taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, you see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
From the 21, it's second and 10.
Attack!
Mahomes now to throw. That's complete to his running back, Grant. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Yellow! I go on, Eddie!
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
We gotta go, baby.
From midfield, here's Mahomes. They complete it to Hill. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards. So from the 36 now, first and 10. And again, it's Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain.
Yellow! Go on, Eddie! 43! 43! You think you gonna get this?
Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57.
Throwing again on second down. Mahomes. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Tyreek Hill, incomplete. Brings up third down and 4.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. He is going to find Hill here. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. This clearly the final play of the half, but no field goal attempt. They're going for it with 3 seconds remaining. Here's Mahomes to throw, being chased out left. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. An NFL update, 2nd quarter now in Jacksonville. And the Jags, they're out to an early lead there. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. The Charger drive about to get going. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Gordon, a Pro Bowler for the 2nd time last season, 885 yards, 10 touchdowns, and that was only in 12 games played a season ago. And he also switched jersey numbers in the offseason from 28 to 25, and 25, that's the number he wore when he was dominating the Big Ten college gridiron for the Badgers of Wisconsin.
Check, 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 check. Load it. Load it.
Rivers, he leaves to Eckler on the draw. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Hey, let's get this, get this. Wait. 36, 36.
Wait, 89.
Play action now. Rivers. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the gun, Rivers. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him. You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
This is Grant. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. A gain of 3, second down.
And give him a lot of credit there, but even more credit to the guys up front. In that situation, you know it's going to be a stacked defensive front. And to be able to gain that much yardage, that's a big win for the guys on offense.
Yeah, they were just about standing on their own goal line, so to get a few yards there, a great start. Now we'll see what second down brings.
Yellow. I'm the blue lady.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Right side.
On third down, it's Grant. He's going to have the first down past the 20. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
At the 26-yard line.
Where's 52? Watch 52.
Right on these two. Right on these two.
Cut. 25.
Right side.
C.J. Anderson of the game. He gets it here. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Brings up 2nd and 10. At the 26-yard line.
52. 15. Here we go. Right side.
Now they'll throw with Mahomes. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
And now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. KC last year on 4th down, 12 of 15, 3rd best in the league, and they're going again. Now Mahomes, flush to his right. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position.
190. Alpha. Behind.
They'll try and get the ground game going. Here's Gordon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
They sure did. And remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards.
This pass finds its way to Williams. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Hey, ready.
On 3rd down, Rivers. This is caught. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Again, Gordon on 2nd and goal. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. A holding penalty, that puts them in an unenviable spot here as they try again on 3rd and goal. Rivers to the goal line, but it's incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a two-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Yellow.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Yellow, yellow.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20.
Quiet, 64, weak. 49, guys. Mike.
15.
Get down.
Now here's Mahomes. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Joey Bosa in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're...
It's a foot race. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 81 yards, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point splits the uprights, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely.
There goes Melvin Gordon. 30, 10, and he's in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon with touchdown number 20 on the year. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on third down, makes it manageable now.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Casey Hayward with a sack on the well-timed corner blitz.
Brings up 4th down.
They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
44's Mike. Check, exit. I'm going to run to left because I'm about to take you to school.
Mahomes throwing on 4th. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Black 15.
59.
Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Kendall Fuller in on the stop. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look.
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 21st touchdown of the season. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Equal Hartman on the return. The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
A loss of a yard. It's now 3rd and 13.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Mahomes on the keeper. Today's final score, Chargers 38, Chiefs 21.